After many, many years of teaching a martial art, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, I've noticed that these two things are the most important to see success. Of all the things that come my way, of all the talented people, all the smart people, the two things that you just really need in order to have success, and I think anything, are these two things. This is the Warrior Podcast, episode 192. And let's talk about consistency and commitment. Okay. So you determine you want to do something. You've said, okay, I'm gonna be on a path here. I'm gonna go from where I'm at A to where I want to be B. So you're gonna commit to that. Let's hope, right? And that's the big issue is that when we do start at point A and commit to something, as we transition to B, that something becomes more of a reality in our mind. I mean, before it was just an idea, but now it becomes this reality. So there's all these nuances, there's all these difficulties, there's all these factors that come into place that really kind of want to alter how we view that path and even ultimately the goal of B. Follow me, right? And a lot of times what happens is like, we start to change our mind. Why? Because what we believed about our trajectory, the path, and ultimately the goal where we're going to be is going to change no matter what it is, because we don't really have a full concept or idea about it. And you don't know what you don't know. But as you start to realize and it starts to kind of get uncovered a little bit, things change in your mind. It's like, I like the idea of it when we started, but not so much as we progress forward. But I think what you have to do is say, okay, I've committed to this. I've committed to finishing this. Now, here's the problem. That's why I think we have to make things much shorter, much easier to obtain, like almost like little, for lack of a better term, micro goals, micro kind of waypoints or little accomplishments. Because if you look at the long picture and say, I'm going to commit to this long trajectory, as that changes, as you start to realize, that's not really what I want anymore. You got to be able to pivot, right? So before you start, make sure you have a pretty good understanding of what you want, but commit to that. Without any commitment, there's not going to be any success. It's impossible. I mean, let's be honest, anything worth having takes time to have it, to get it, to obtain it. Otherwise, it has zero value. Now, that's just the first factor, commitment. The second one is consistency. Now, when we say consistency, there has to be almost a pattern to it, right? In order to be consistent with something, there needs to be a pattern. And the pattern can't be patternlessness. I mean, I guess you could be consistent to that, but not if you want any kind of success. So you got to get a routine. So, like when I teach martial arts, it's like, okay, come 2 days a week for 6 months. So your commitment is 6 months, and 2 days a week is the consistency. But here's a factor, I think, or a variable in consistency that people miss. There's layers to consistency. So if you come, let's just say you want to learn martial arts, you can use this for anything, mind you, anything. Let's say you want to come 2 days a week, but the first week, you're really motivated, you give me every effort, you focus your attention. But the second week, not so much. Not so much. You're just here, just going through the motions. There's some inconsistencies there. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, man, I can't always control that. And I agree. So that's where the commitment will carry you through. It's like, okay, yeah, this week wasn't a great week, but I'm committed to the process and I'm going to be consistent in how that plays out. And I think this is the secret to anything, at least finding some sort of success while we walk this earth. I think it's what Jesus said. It's like daily you are to deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow him. Following him is the goal. You're committing to that. It's a lifelong pursuit. And you're going to consistently, daily, do what's necessary to get that done. Because you know that ultimately the process, the course, is that of what you were designed for, eternal life. And it's only by His grace you get this done. So we could definitely go on a whole theological rant there, and it'd be definitely worth it. All right, guys, listen. As always, you're a warrior designed for God's glory. Commit to that and be consistent to it. Stay in the fight. And as always, if you like the content, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll continue to put it out. Stay in the fight. God be with you. Peace.